This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
And good evening, everyone, and we're coming to you live from Yukon High School in Yukon, Oklahoma, and it's time for the boys to play here to determine who will play in the 5A championship game come Friday night. We have both semifinals for you. Here's the first one. It's the Del City Eagles taking on the Booker T Hornets. I'm Jordan Ray, happy to be joined by Eric Sharam, who will be doing play-by-play. I can't wait to provide some analysis for you during this broadcast. But, Eric, you get to do some more mid-del again.
Yeah.
And what a matchup here, because you saw these two teams, so you're familiar with them too, Booker T and Del City. And these teams have no shortage of good players on them.
Well, in fact, both, the doubleheader with Lawton High and Tulsa Memorial, it's going to be packed full of athletes that are up and down the floor. We were able to see it. I wasn't able to see Memorial this time around, so I was able to see Booker T and know what they're going to bring to the table. I'm a little bit more familiar with the Mid-Del schools because of the district that they're in when you saw Del City have to play against Midwest City and Lawton High, so we got to see that a bunch. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be, I think, up and down the court. I think it's going to be one of those that whoever has the best momentum swing, because that's what it happens. There's that little run in basketball where there's a run about 6 to 8 points. And who's going to lead that edge? Who's going to get free throws? And who's going to win it when it comes down to the end?
Okay, well, we'll have plenty of things to talk about, but we want to hear from Del City's head coach, Lenny Hatchet. I had a chance to interview him Tuesday night, not after their win, and so you'll get to see that interview coming up, and then we'll have starting lineups and more. And you were watching Mid-Del State Championship basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Whataburger, please Brent back the Monterey melt. Brent back. Okay, yeah, message received. We're Brentfing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Brent it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brunched it all right. What a burger!
Joining me right now, Del City head coach Lenny Hatchet again. Coach, this just to preface things, this is being recorded on a Tuesday night, and when people see this, we won't know the result of the Carl Albert girls game. But you've been on a lot of journeys towards a state title during a state tournament. You're used to winning that first game, but now you get to enjoy the fact that your daughter did as well. So that has to be that has to make this even sweeter, I would assume.
No, it's been great. I'm extremely happy for her and her team, and just for her to get that experience at my alma mater, and her just getting out there and being able to play in a state tournament, getting past that first round. I was really, really excited for her and how they played.
Yeah, she had a big 3 too. That game. I was like, that took some stones to shoot that.
Yeah. I was proud of her. I know she's been struggling on some shots, and she doesn't get a lot of shots, but she hit a big one. I thought it was a big dagger when she hit that thing. And, she's played a lot. She's seen a lot of basketball being with me, and she's seen a lot of big shots being made. So for her to have that confidence, was just huge for her overall. And I hope it carries on into to the next game.
All right, let's now talk about your team, of course. In that Collinsville game, I think the second quarter was like 4-2, 5-2. You guys, when you're but I like to say this on the air a lot. You guys are very comfortable in those low-scoring games, and so I felt like it was your type of game. But What do you say about, when when you're not scoring much on your end, what do you say to your team about points and offense and stuff like that?
Honestly, I just kind of look at it as if they're not scoring, then we're still in the game. And I've been really, really pleased with our defense. We were getting good looks. We just couldn't put the ball in the hole. And I mean, I think that happens when you're at a new venue and it's a new experience for a lot of our kids. This is the first time a lot of our kids have been to a state tournament. I think nerves and just getting comfortable to the situation had a lot to do with it. And once they settled down, we came out second half. I thought we played a lot more aggressive and played a little more poised.
So I want to ask you about a couple of your players. I don't know if I asked you much this season about Michon Graham. How do you see him as developing as a player? I remember last year, I thought he was more of a forward for you guys, didn't handle the ball yet because you had his brother.
Right.
And now, he does more with the ball. But, he'll have his shooting streaks and also times where he's not shooting as well. How's you seen his game developed?
I've really seen his game develop to the point when he is attacking the basket and really getting to the rim and rebounding the ball. I think that's his MO. That's where he's really good at. And when he's getting downhill, he's got a good mid range. I think when you're comparing to last year, we had some other guards that were out there that we had last year that he had a chance to play more of a 3 or 4 for us last year. And we played primarily with one post. And so this year he's been able to come in and understand that role. And there's sometimes that there's some games where he's not shooting the ball well, but I think he's like second all time on our team in rebounds. So he makes some things happen. When he's locked in, he's one of the better athletes out there on the floor. We just got to continue to keep him locked in throughout this tournament.
Okay, and one other interesting thing about something that you and Malia have to deal with, and of course, at the time of this recording, that people see it, I should say, we'll know if Carl Albert moved on or not on the girls' side. But you both have to deal with Booker T being down to 5A. The boys' version of Booker T against Midwest City, I was struck in the second quarter by how effortlessly they were scoring. But then the third quarter, they had the toughest time scoring. I know that's basketball, but you got to see kind of two extremes. And I know you're preparing for the tougher of the two. What do you see about them that's going to be tough to defend?
Well, I mean, they all probably can handle the basketball. They all can take it off the dribble. They play downhill. They play relentless. And we have to do a superior job of eliminating easy looks for them. I mean, we have to make every shot difficult. And I feel real confident in our kids. And when we get into a half-court defense, how we play. Our guys fly around. We try to do a good job of keeping them out of the paint. And we'll have our challenges. They got some superior kids that can really, really play, and they play confident. And, they're playing with a little more of an edge right now, not losing in the state finals last year. And I'm sure they want to come back with some vengeance to try to win. But our guys are kind of playing with an edge on them as well. Not a lot of people expected us to even be in a semifinal. And I told our guys today in practice, since 2019, this team's been in semifinals 5 of the past 6 years, if you don't count 2020 and last year. So that's a hell of a, to me, tradition for our kids to kind of uphold. And for us to be in the semis and get a chance to play a quality, great basketball team like Booker T, I think they're up for the challenge, and we're gonna go out there and do what we need to do and just play Dale City brand of basketball.
Yeah, so like you said, you're like 5-1 in the semifinal or quarterfinals, getting to the semifinals. What's different is these days off.
Yeah.
Does that give you more time to prepare for your opponent, or just more time you're preparing your team to do what they do, or is it a little bit of both?
I think a little bit of both. It's actually giving us a little time to kind of heal up. We're not really 100%. We still got some guys that are banged up. If you can't tell, we got about 3 or 4 guys that are out there with hands taped and look like we kind of got out of a boxing match or something. But these guys are relentless and tough, and it gives us a chance to get healthy as much as possible, but also work on the things that we're going to continue to work on. We can always get better, and defensively as well in what we do, and just try to do our best. That's all we ask our guys to do, is go out there, play your best, do best on both ends of the floor. Whatever the outcome is, don't leave with no regrets.
Yeah, well, you mentioned your guys being banged up some, but you got football players, so yeah, they're used to it. They're used to just being troopers no matter what.
They're tough. They're tough kids, and the great thing about it is they've all been in our program for 4 years, except for Caleb, and that's because this is his first year here with us. Those guys know our expectations, and they know what we need them to do. And I think that's one of the most important things that's been successful here at Dell City is when, you're sharing athletes and they're playing multiple sports and being able to go out there and be successful in it. They're basketball players too. And so that's been a huge asset for us.
All right, Coach, we look forward to seeing how it goes. Thank you for your time.
Hey, thanks a lot, Jordan.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes, call Rob and Will.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese, it's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
The Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit at Whataburger, available from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Only, it's not that time right now, so it's not available. Instead, we must sit here until 11 p.m. watching footage of the flaky, crispy, buttery goodness that is the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Once again, our desires are denied by, ooh, look, the Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich. That'll hold us over till 11 p.m. What a burger.
Well, back to UConn High School. Starting lineups for the visiting team, the Booker T. Washington Hornets. Isaac Sanders, he's a junior at 6'2". Jock Mitchell, he's just a sophomore at 6'3". Mason Matulis, we saw him the other night, a junior at 6'4". Jamari Simpson, and then followed by Barron Harris Jr., a senior at 6'1". Now for the home team, wearing in their all whites, it's going to be the Dell City Eagles. And for your Mid-Dell Schools representation, 6'2" senior Michelle Graham. So Common Shaw is a junior at 5'10". The senior is Deshaun McAllister. Plays both sides of football and basketball. Caleb Blackwolf, just a sophomore, at 6'1". And Taven Johnson, the senior, at 6'4". So the Dell City Eagles are going to be in their all whites. The Booker T. Washington Hornets are going to be in their all black with orange trim. And we're glad that you could bring this presentation here at the Oklahoma Sports Network. Unfortunately, the Carl Albert Lady Titans were not able to advance with an incredible season. And they finished up, with just that one loss in regular season. And so they ended up falling short to punch their ticket for the championship on Saturday. So now it's up to the boys. Got Dell City and the Lawton High Wolverines going to be taking on Tulsa Memorial. The starting lineups was brought to you by Dynamic Health, the Dynamic Health Clinic. Dr. Kaufman, specialized in athletic injuries and able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better and recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic, your starting lineup sponsor. First quarter is brought to you by Scrambled. We start this game the way you should start your day. For breakfast or brunch, try their chicken and pancakes and deep-fried French toast. 1742 Northeast 23rd Street. Call 405-959-72. Opening tip is going to be controlled by Booker T, and the Hornets are going to bring it down the court and on the floor for their first possession of the ballgame. This is an audio-only presentation. NFHS has exclusive rights to stream, so for those who are always asking to turn the camera around, you'll know why we can't. Going to be drive baseline, kick out to the corner, back up top perimeter. 3 ball on the way. Back iron's no good. And rebounded by Del City. They're going to go quickly down the floor, so they go down for their first possession, come up empty. Del City goes up strong, the hoop, bounce once, bounce twice, in for the bucket for the 2.
Sean Graham, if he can do that with any consistency, that would be a huge bonus for Del City, because we know they can defend, Eric, but can they score?
Yeah, that's what you talked about the other night. 3 ball coming back the other way, no good, but rebounded by Del City. So quickly down the floor, 2 opportunities for Booker T come up empty. Del City comes with their second possession of the ball game at the top of the key. Start anew. Got Shaw. He'll go right side. And inside the paint. Little feed down below from Black Wolf, and Johnson a little bit too high up off the mark off the glass. Quickly, Booker T, 3 ball coming back the other way. Bounces off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Del City, and the quick fast break comes down on the other end of the floor. Goes, a fake pass, goes straight to the hoop. Oh, no good. Rebound with Johnson. The putback by Johnson's rebound is good, and now they're up 4-0.
Tavon Johnson, if he's aggressive on offense, which he has been in the early going, he could be a problem for Booker T. They got a lot of athletes. They don't have someone quite the big body as a Tavon Johnson.
So we had Booker T come 3 times down the floor, and 4th time's a charm, and this why finally Harris connects up off the glass for the deuce.
He was the leading scorer against Midwest City for Booker T. It does not take B.J. Harris very long to get to the basket. What's interesting is Tavon Johnson's guarding Matulis, a 3-point shooter for Booker T, so he can't protect the paint as much. Very interesting matchup to see.
So Shaw, and then a kick out back top of the key, going to go for a 3 ball, bounces once off the iron. Booker T with the huge rebound, and they come quickly down the floor. Circumvented, and a steal from Black Wolf. Down, fast break opportunity, up off the glass, no good, but the putback up is no good, and it bounces out of bounds, and it's going to stay on this side. So Del City's going to still retain possession.
Caleb Blackwolf made a spectacular steal. You know, Booker T, they are fast. So for Del City to be able to even make a steal like that, where Caleb Blackwolf just ran with a Booker T player effectively, that shows that Del City is capable of defending Booker T at a high level.
Shaw's going to bounce pass up to Graham. They're going to play a little bit down to Johnson. He's double teamed. Tries to penetrate the 2, and he gets stripped, but the ball was kind of jammed in his hands, and he's going to caught for the trap.
Well, someone should have flashed open to the right corner, and that probably should have been Sean Graham. So they did not give Tay Johnson a good option there. Interesting to see Del City extending their defense.
Yes, they're going to go full court pressure, practically only 1 remain, and that's Johnson all alone underneath the bucket.
Will they trap any? Doesn't look like they will.
Bounce pass, delivery, trying to go to the paint, is deflected, and then a kick out for a shot up, no good. Johnson with the rebound. He dribbles behind his back and then kicks back over to Shaw. Corner. Blackwolf for 3. No. Hits the front iron of the rim. Booker T with a one-handed bounce pass on the give and go down below, and he's fouled on the way in, and he's going to go to the line shooting 2.
The tough thing for Del City, when their shots are not falling, Booker T is as good as anybody at pressing or pushing the ball on offense. They may even be better than Midwest City at it. And that's saying something on at least this year's team. And so that's a transition free throw opportunity for Booker T, because Del City wasn't totally comfortable getting back on defense.
Sanders to the line for the Tooney Buys Houses free throw. His first one is good. They buy homes in any condition. If you or someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, please give them a call for a cash offer, 405-931-3046, Tooney Buys Houses. I want to thank our title sponsor, Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC, your hometown dealer for new and pre-owned vehicles. Visit them today at Confidence Chevrolet Buick. That's Hudeberg 6100 Tinker Diagonal, Midwest City. Confidence is Cavender. So Black Wolf, after the converted shot ties this ball game by 4 apiece. Over to Shaw and then back over to Shaw. And then we'll play a little bit of pass. Down we go from McAllister way over to Blackwolf on the farther end of the court on the right side. Shaw will set up. Looks to kind of go and drive. Still perimeter passing. Booker T is really trying to stop any kind of penetration for Del City at this time. 3 ball lets this one loose. No good. Rebounded by Booker T. First time an opportunity to see if they can try to go ahead.
Del City, good transition defense on that. Come on, Shaw, miss.
Little stutter step down below. Good defense, but drives right to the basket with a turnaround jumper is good. And the Booker T Hornets get their first lead of the night, 6-4.
If there's any player on Del City who can probably go at it, it's Kaman Shaw, just because he's not a football player. He doesn't have the big body that the other Del City players do.
So they get it over to the corner for Blackwolf, who tries for the 3, no good. Booker T consistent to not, and then almost picked the pocket from behind from McAllister, but it goes out of bounds.
He's willing to take those risks as McAllister. That would have been his second foul if he did foul. He didn't come close to fouling, though, but that's a play that when a lot of players try to make it, Eric, they will commit a foul. But not McAllister. He's a different breed on defense.
So Booker T going to back out with Sanders. And then a kick out to the top of the key for a 3 ball that hits nothing but glass and down and out. Rebounded. Shaw comes up with it. Or Graham, rather. Graham, he's got
the Headband Brothers.
Headband Brothers, yep. It's a nice dish off to Blackwolf inside the paint, off the mark, off the glass. Still not helping for Del City. So Booker T comes straight back and a nice deflection from McAllister. It goes out of bounds. So the nice block shot.
He blocked it off of Matulis, so it's a block shot and a turnover. Well, I don't know if it's considered a turnover on Booker T, but it's out of bounds off Booker T. Now, Del City on offense, after a good start, they've stopped attacking the basket effectively. They've settled for some bad threes. And a couple good threes maybe, but they've have not effectively gone to the basket with Graham again. He made 1 basket attacking. He should try again.
So Caleb Blackwolf inbounds. Then it's going to finally be handed over to Turner, who comes in off the bench. Back up to Turner. Turner drives right, back over to Blackwolf, cross the timeline. Down, back, out, kick out. Perimeter passing, stops and pops, no good. Still Del City on a drought. They're down by 6-4 in a bucket. Booker T pushing the envelope on that high-speed offense, tries to go baselines, caught up by Johnson. Then a kick out to the top of the key where Isaac Sanders. Handoff over to Harris. Harris will drive the paint, no good. Harris puts his hand on it, gets the rebound, and then we're going to start new. Nice little kick around the corner, a little move to the basket, but is denied by Del City's defense. We talked about their defense, and it's showing here.
That's the type of play that Booker T would have scored against anyone else, but Del City was ready for that.
Blackwolf gives a nice little kick out to Jaden Johnson.
Oh, tough call on Tavon Johnson, the loose ball foul. I didn't see that one. Only his first, but if they didn't call that, he could have had an offensive rebound to put back.
That's going to be
Coach
their
Hatchet doesn't like it.
Second team foul. None on Booker T, and Del City still convinced with practically a full court press with 4 on that side of the court.
Well, it's a press, but they're not trapping off that press, so it's kind of a safe press. Now they're trapping. It's after they cross the half-court line.
It's going to be inside the paint. Little turnaround move is good for BJ Harris, and that extends the lead by the double mark, 8-4. Del City still in that drought. Bounce pass over to the near. Going to go left as Graham holds it. He's going to dish back up to Jaden Johnson. To Johnson down below. So Tavon. There's Jaden and Tavon. Back up top to Jaden. I'll just say Jaden instead of Johnson. That way we'll know which Johnson has it. We're going to slow it down a little bit as Turner is kind of playing a little bit of perimeter. Bounce around, pass around. Still in that zone for Booker T. Not going to let him penetrate much at all. Trying to go down below to Johnson. Johnson takes one little move, head fake, inside the paint, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Booker T. Still an 8-4 lead, bounce pass. They're going to go heavy and fast in the lane. A nice little reverse move with his arm, and then Graham with the rebound on the miss.
Well, what a defensive play. What a defensive play by Michon Graham. He timed his jump
really good. You know, McAllister and then Black will probably get the most credit for Del City on defense. They'll draw the toughest assignments, but Michonne Graham is right there as far as a one-on-one or help defender. Meanwhile, on offense, Tavon Johnson made a good initial move to the middle of the paint, but then took a bad shot. Can he start to finish more effectively?
So Graham tries to drive the paint, and then there's a whistle on the way. And Mitchell's going to pick up his first. It's already the team's second. So both teams are going to be without having to go to a free throw line because we're only less than a minute left to go in quarter one. Oh, nice little feed. Finally gets off the schneid as Michonne Graham gets the little easy bucket.
Yeah, they like to run lobs to him, whether it's a long one or a short one. We've seen both.
Made a chip one to 8-6. Booker T coming on this end of the floor. Bounces once, twice, little kick out for a three-ball look and hits that one.
Now Mitchell there did a good job drawing McAllister to the paint and then finding an open teammate for a Bobby Lewis three.
Bobby Lewis Insurance, surprisingly great rates. Choctaw and Del City, give him a call for a free quote today. So Turner will hold the ball with 23 seconds. He'll look back to Coach Hatchet for what they're going to do in this final drive.
It's weird. One scoreboard has the correct score. The other has not added 3 points to Booker T.
Okay, I see that.
That's strange how they're not in
I didn't know
sync.
that they would be connected. You're right. Yeah. I guess I'm going to have to watch what scoreboard I'm looking. Little stutter step with 4 seconds to go. Inside the paint, back to Johnson. And Johnson finishes it, and that's going to finish the first quarter just like that. It's an 11-8 Booker T lead after one. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
Welcome back to UConn. Got to see Dr. Rick Cobb from Middell walking into the gym and waving to people and shaking hands and kissing babies. I don't know if he's running for mayor or not, but
he could.
Yeah, he could.
Mayor of Midwest City, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so it's an 11-8 Booker T lead after one, and we start the second quarter with Del City with the ball. So Turner, he crosses the timeline. Going to go to Graham on that low end. Graham looks to drive, then a putback three. No good. No one underneath for the rebound, so here comes Booker T. Crosses the timeline as they get past that press. Just underway here in the second quarter. Going to try to go left corner inside against two defenders. Had to kick that back out. Looking for a way downtown NBA style, and it just jams back up against the rim.
That's amazing. Anytime you see that, you have to shoot that just right.
Yeah, just
to get that ball
lodge
lodged
right in there. And they get that cleared out, and that's going to be a turnover.
No, it's a jump
ball.
I mean,
a jump ball, that's right. So
Booker
it's going to go possession. Yeah. So they will take it underneath the goal. Try to mash this one out for Williams. Back up to Mitchell. Looks to drive. Right side. Contested really heavily. Tries to go in the paint against two guys. Two Del City defenders. A miss and a rebound by the Eagles.
Harris either can't believe he missed it or he can't believe a foul wasn't called.
So 7 minutes, only 1 minute off the clock from the second quarter, and the Del City Eagles trying to get on track offensively. We know what they've done defensively, but like you said, will they be able to score? Goes baseline Johnson, but then he kick out. Tries for the three and then decides not to go, and he goes, drives the paint.
It's going to be two on McAllister.
Yep.
Drew a charge. You know, he's a good offensive player, but he's not that polished. And he needs to, in that situation, be able to pull up and shoot something off the glass off a jump stop.
Well, and he'll go to the bench, and Black Wolf will check in after he got a breather.
So you still have a good defender in Caleb Blackwolf, but the tough thing there is that it's not so much 2 fouls on McAllister, because I think he can play with foul trouble. It's the fact that you had 2 points there and you couldn't convert.
Isaac Sanders will cross the timeline over on the left side of the court. Oh, and little bounce pass, give and go, and then that's deflected by Blackwolf. Fast break opportunity. Del City coming the other way, and that is dejected. And that is, we kind of called his name out on Monday as Matulis.
Matulis, yeah, that shot was rejected and dejected after Blackwolf made a spectacular defensive play. Again, Del City gets stops that other teams don't get, but the trade-off is sometimes on offense they don't always convert fast break opportunities that you expect them to.
Kind of a little push off with the elbow as he drives the paint, gets the second putback up is good for Mitchell. So Jock Mitchell gets the score. Now it's a 13-8 run.
Ball just bounced right back to Mitchell off a couple guys going for the rebound. So a very fortuitous bounce for the Hornets.
So back over to Graham on the far. He's going to give it to Blackwolf. Blackwolf patiently just bounces packs to Graham. Graham gets a little bit of a kickback defensive bounce pass down to Johnson. Johnson turnaround up off the glass is good for 2.
I mean, his ability to finish around the basket is so important for Del City.
Fast break opportunity, not waiting, and they are going to say a whistle. Now the fans of Del City say it's a travel, but it was a blocking foul.
So is Tavon Johnson, who picks up his second, but, you know, in that situation, he should have just had his hands up. It was easy to call that because he ended up getting his hands on the Booker T player when he needs to just have his hands up.
Well, Coach Hatchet wanted an explanation there and got a short one. Inbounds, looking for a little bit of help for Harris. Harris drives the paint, and they're going to say a whistle.
Blackwolf defended him well. I mean, this is the difference between Del City and Midwest City. Blackwolf forced Harris into an uncomfortable shot, but he wasn't completely vertical, talking about Blackwolf. And so it ends up not being the defensive possession you're hoping for Del City, because it's going to be Toonie Bice-House's free throws for Harris.
They buy homes in any condition. Give them a call, 405-931-3046. This audio-only presentation on our network, because the NFHS network has exclusive rights to video. So we are bringing all of our OSN teams via the old radio-style broadcast. Gets that one to sink in, and it's now a 5-point lead, the largest tonight. And it's from Booker T. 5:23 left to go here in the second quarter. Kind of been a fast game. Bounce pass Blackwolf on the left side. Going to go up to Graham. Graham bounces, dribbles between his legs. Back over, down to Blackwolf, to Johnson. Johnson against 2, puts it up. He just powers his way in. I love his strong low post play, and he'll go to the line shooting 2. Buffalo Wild Wings is your second quarter. Buffalo Wild Wings, 5500 Tinker Diagonal, Del City. Buffalo Wild Wings offers BOGO wing deals every Tuesday and Thursday. Check them out. Johnson goes to the line, and the Toonie Bice-House's free throw. Back iron's no good. You need all of these that you can get. That's why they call them free.
Well, as long as you're trailing and your offense is struggling, yes, the free throws get magnified.
And does free throws have any value? We'll see right here. Up and in. So he gets one of the 2 to chip away at that lead. Now back to 15-11 with 5:04 left to go here in the second quarter.
So a sub for Del City we didn't see against Collinsville, as they're bringing in Nick Holmes. Again, he does not always play in close games, so to see him in the first half here is an interesting sub. It may have to do with the foul situation.
Mitchell crosses the timeline. He'll bounce that up to Harris, and then we'll round ball this around. Tries to go up against Blackwolf. He does. Eats him to the punch, and Jock Mitchell is able to get the deuce, and now the lead is up to 17-11.
That was just a really good attack by Mitchell. I mean, he just went right at Blackwolf and got the step on him. Didn't blow by him, but exploded the basket, so not a lot Blackwolf could do.
6-point lead with 4.5 to go here before the half. Tries to split 3 defenders, puts it up. Blackwolf with a great rebound, and a putback off the glass for 2 is good.
Just a good job of Blackwolf not to assume the layup was going to be made. He attacked the basket for the offensive rebound and went up strong with that, really strong.
Mitchell Little bounce pass down here, right side. Then there's the three-ball look that we know he can make. If you let him be able to take it, is Matulis. And Matulis connects with the three-ball. And the Bobby Lewis Insurance three-point. Call for a free rig quote. Black Wolf, a throwaway as a steal coming back. It's a 1-on-3, up off the glass, no good. Put back is no good. Loose ball in there is going to be going out of bounds.
It looked like Booker T hit it out, but maybe it touched off Shaw. What's interesting is as soon as that three-point shot by Matulis was made, you see McAllister come back in. There's no reason to not keep track of where Matulis is. Del City kind of lost him on that last possession.
It's a full timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back. Del City basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Well, great representation of the OSN family in the state. Unfortunately, Bethany, both boys and girls, end up losing. Carl Albert girls lost earlier, but you get to this point in state in the Final 8, it just gets tougher and tougher. I want to thank Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC for oil changes to major repairs. They service all makes and models. Midwest City, Confidence is Cavender, your title sponsor for the run of the playoffs for Middale.
Well, you know, if you get to the semifinals of state, you may play the best team you've ever seen. And that could be true for both teams here.
All year, Booker T with the long little.
Oh, man, that's a tough one for Del City. Graham and Shaw just ran into each other. That's a lot of force both ways, trying to get that rebound, and neither got it. And if Booker T scores his possession, that one will sting, literally, from the Hornets.
That's true. A good little play on words.
And now foul away from the ball, McAllister. It's just going to be his third. He gave Matulis a shove. He didn't need to do that. It's not a good time to do that when you already got 2 fouls on you.
Right. That means Turner will come back in, and he'll replace McAllister. Matulis will inbounds for Booker T. Back at the top of the key. Simpson. Little give and go to Matulis, but he mishandles it. Black Wolf with the steal. He bounces it behind his back. It comes off of his foot into the hands of Del City. Black Wolf still gets it, puts it back up, and then the putback follow through is actually going to be good for Fleming.
Yep, freshman. He's a lefty.
So Fleming makes it a 5-point ball game, and it's 20-15 with 2:57 left to go before the half.
And credit Kamanshaw for taking away that backdoor pass, although back comes Booker T with a 3. And they're hitting some tough shots here.
The Bobby Lewis 3-ball connects.
And they blow the whistle. Delay game warning on, I think, Booker T.
So we'll cross the timeline. Black Wolf all alone inside the lane, had the free lane, and just a nice little touch off the rim is good for 2.
Well, he committed to being explosive to the basket, and Booker T, the Red Sea parted there, let's just say that.
Booker T comes down as a travel called after the rebound, and coach is upset with that because with the walk is Fleming, the freshman. Just took the extra step, and it's a turnover, and Booker T is going to keep it down on this end.
It's the second time that Del City had to stop, and then they couldn't take advantage of that stop. In this case, the freshman Fleming, I think he did commit a travel, but I don't know if Coach Hatch is more upset the ref or at Fleming.
Splits the defenders, reverses with a right hand, and he connects for the 2.
That's the possession where you were supposed to have a chance to get within 3 or 4, and instead Booker T makes it 8 because they take advantage of that extra opportunity.
So Black Wilf, and then we're eventually going to get to Graham. Tried to force feed it into Fleming, and it's stolen, coming back the other way by Booker T. Tries to go around Fleming. He keeps the defensive up. It's a one-on-one, and they're going to say, with the Fleming's going to have a little bit too much physicality, and he'll get a foul, and he'll probably go to the bench. I was going to say a Simpson.
Simpson, and just too aggressive there, posting up Fleming. But again, this is where Del City can frustrate you. You're not going to have an easy time getting separation on him. But these are very important offensive possessions for Del City.
Yeah.
They just need to hang around, but they don't.
They're going to let the ball dribble with no press to finally pick it up right almost at the timeline to save some time with 1:53. Looks back to coach, get a new play call. We'll set this one up as Shaw drives left. Little kick out over to Johnson, Jaden Johnson, puts it up, rims out, no good. Booker T with the rebound. So they're kind of out-rebounding Del City at this time when it comes that end of the floor, and Del City's not getting second looks. Batulis back up top, stops and pops, drains that one.
It's a big-time shot by Isaac Sanders. If you can hit that shot, you just got to tip your cap to the player.
Largest lead tonight is 10.
Del City couldn't defend that any better.
Black Wolf over on the baseline, back up top. Look to try to drive and kick out over to the, he got a foul. Is that for the three-point shot? He's going to go to the line shooting 3.
We know Tracy and I have been talking, one of our other announcers, Eric, about how it's about every game we see a three-point shooter get fouled. It did not happen in the Carl Albert girls game, but it did happen in the next girls game.
Yeah.
And now it's happening here. It's just amazing to see it happen as often as it does.
It's the cardinal rule that, you know, and then you get 3 opportunities at the line. First one is good. For the Toonie buys houses, free throws, or we buy homes in any condition. If you or someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, give them a call for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Number 2 of 3 coming up and rims out. Matulis was looking for the block, and he said, no, this is shooting 3, not 2.
The block out, yeah.
Yeah.
One more for Kaman Shaw.
Well, let's see if we can get 2 of the 3, and there's a timeout called by Del City. With 1:09 left to go, I probably want to talk about defense, and we'll see if this is just a 30-second. No, it's a 60. So we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Whataburger, please Brent back the Monterey melt. Brent back. Okay, yeah. Message received. We're Brentfing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Brent it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brumped it all right. What a burger!
So they're playing the YMCA. Got to get the fans kind of enacted into this playoff basketball atmosphere. And UConn's got a really good gym for it. It's got a lot of acoustics. We noticed with the girls' game with El Reno, they really got loud in the previous game. Congratulations to the El Reno Lady Indians. They advance to another finals. They are the defending state champions in Class 5A. We're looking at trying to do a repeat.
Well, Booker T girls,
they got something to say about it.
They're loaded.
They sure are.
So's Booker T boys.
Kind of on a mission, it seems.
Yeah. Well, Booker T boys especially should be on a mission because that was a heartbreaker. They lost to Midwest City last year. You know that had to be a rallying cry. They're going to get back and do better. It's interesting that Coach Hatchet called a full timeout while one of his players is still shooting free throws.
Coach and an official is at the scorer's table, and that's why they're playing the YMCA past this break. They're talking about something.
So Kaman Shaw standing on the line for a while.
Yeah, because he had 2 of his 3. Now they're going to get the bookkeeper over from Booker T.
Is there a dispute about fouls or is the score?
I don't know. Coach Hatchet is kind of pleading his case to the scorer's table, and the official, and they'll whistle to finally get this third shot for Shaw.
You would think that part of the full timeout was to set up some type of defense.
Yeah, I think that's why he called timeout. Yeah, got that one, sunk that one to make it 27-19 for Shaw.
A bit of a press, but not seeing a lot of trapping yet. But now we are going to see trapping.
So we're going to put a little bit of pressure to try to get the ball down with under a minute now to go before the half. Booker T with the lead and with the ball, 27-19. Going to go top of the key, we'll bounce pass, and then middle wide open, makes one little move, second is good, up off the glass for two, and the lead's back to 10. Harris with the shot.
Wide open. That was one of Booker T's better offensive possessions. They just were a step ahead of Del City.
Graham tried to split two defenders, a little kick out for a long NBA-style three, and that comes up short. Into the hands of Booker T with 27 seconds left to go, and whether they try to play for the last shot. They're up by 10, getting it to halftime here on your Del City. He
Graham
went
just
right
fell
around.
asleep.
And
nice move by Sanders.
Sanders just
Mitchell.
Mitchell said, if you're just going to stand there, I'm going to go right around you. Went straight to the hoop and uncontested. 7 seconds on the clock. Stutter step down below, try to get to Blackwolf. He goes up strong up the hoop. It's good.
Just double teamed. It didn't matter.
And that's going to end it. Blackwolf's shot to bring it within 10 for your Confident Chevrolet Buick GMC title sponsorship of this run of the playoffs. So we've got a 10-minute break and half. We'll be back to more discuss second half action right after this. You're watching Del City basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
call Rob and Will.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
The Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit at Whataburger, available from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Only it's not that time right now, so it's not available. Instead, we must sit here until 11 p.m. watching footage of the flaky, crispy, buttery goodness that is the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Once again, our desires are denied by, ooh, look, the Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich. That'll hold us over till 11 p.m. What a burger.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, welcome back to UConn High School, site of the semifinal matchup in Class 5A. Jordan Ray alongside myself, Eric Sherem. Hoping you're going to have a great night of basketball. We've had unfortunate start with Carl Albert Lady Titans falling today earlier, and they do not advance to Booker T. Now the boys on this side going to try to say the same answer for Dell City. So adjustments have to be made. It's a 10-point lead. Want to thank our title sponsor for Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC, your hometown dealer with new and pre-owned vehicles. Visit them today at Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC, exit Hudaburg at 6100 Tinker Diagonal, Midwest City. Confidence is Cavender. Well, I'll tell you what you said in the very beginning is kind of proving the fact that Dell City's got enough defense, but do they have offense to match?
Well, I guarantee you this. We have some stats for you, and Coach Lenny Hatchet is not happy that his team gave up 20 points in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Of course, credit to Booker T, but there were definitely some blown assignments, especially at the very end for for Dell City. So that was a big factor there.
So we'll see what kind of adjustments that were made as you have the 10-point lead with 45 seconds on the clock. Ready to start second half action. This is a audio-only production, so I know that many of you basically say, turn the camera around so we can see the ball game. We don't want to see these two guys. I agree with you on that. I'd rather see the ball game too, but NFHS through the USSAA has exclusive rights to stream semifinals and finals, so if you're used to it, like Carl Albert Titans won state titles, and we've listened to it that way. Many of you who are watching on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those on Facebook, give us a follow, give us a like, and then also download our free app on Apple and Android devices by searching the Oklahoma Sports Network. We're on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV as well. So get ready for a second half of, okay, does one team think, okay, we've got this, we can kind of put on the skates and just kind of let off the gas a little bit? I know Dell City doesn't have that mentality, but what does Booker T come in with a 10-point lead?
If you remember, Eric, on Monday, Booker T had a horrible third quarter.
Yes.
And was able to overcome that. And Dell City is very much a second-half team. When you think of the classic games they played against Lawton High.
Yes.
Both games.
And Midwest City.
But in particular, the Lawton High games, both games involved Dell City making an incredible comeback. They can come from behind. They can use their defense to come from behind. They did so when they were down like 19-5 and against El Reno in the playoffs. So they could be a great second-half team as Booker T looks to trap to start things off.
Whistle to start. Johnson with a turnaround jumper, bounces once, no good. So the first opportunity for Dell City, they come up empty. Here comes Booker T. They're going to set up on the opposite end of the floor. We're kind of diagonal along the court. We're not 50-50. Dell City will be underneath our vantage point. Up top to Matulis. Little tap out. We're going to kind of round robin this up to the top of the key over to Mitchell. Back over to Matulis to Mitchell. Mitchell will drive against two defenders, makes a nice move to the basket, up and in, is good for two.
That's something we just haven't seen come from Dell City where they give up dribble penetration like that. But that, again, is to Booker T's credit as Mitchell made a great play again.
Graham has that contested on the pass. It's stolen. Booker T, three ball on the way and hits it. And he sits back and just takes a moment or two to say, Sanders hits the three, and immediately a 30-second timeout is called by Coach Hatchet.
Well, and this is a problem on so many levels. The timeouts are going to get lower and lower for Dell City. I think they're going to go, they'll be down to three, so they're okay there. But Booker T, remember, they only had like 3 points in the second quarter or third quarter against Midwest City. They decided to change things up and go for the knockout punch. They were not applying this full court pressure in the first half. They forced a turnover. They get a break in that Tavon Johnson missed a shot in the paint, and they're not taking their foot off the pedal. They're showing that they're very aware of their third quarter struggles. They're also very aware Dell City is a second half team, and Booker T has they're trying to throw the knockout punch right now, and if Dell City can't start figuring out some offense, Booker T's going to be very close to throwing that knockout punch. Jaden Johnson, by the way, will early sub in for the Eagles.
McAllister will inbounds with basically a full court pressure all the way. A long bong pass to Blackwolf, has to readjust to get to Johnson. Johnson in the paint, in the traffic, stolen by Booker T. They got the numbers, 2-on-2, makes the move up and in, and you're going to count the bucket. So he goes up strong as Harris Jr. goes strong to the hoop, gets the foul, and the end one.
Well, the baseball pass to Black Wolf was a little bit far ahead of him. He was able to catch up to it, but he couldn't finish with it. And Booker T just recovered really well and just knocked the ball from Jaden Johnson. And the offense for Del City is really looking, it's really a big struggle at the moment.
And McAllister has just picked up his 4th foul, too. So
8-0 run to start this quarter for Booker T.
And that's not how you want to start when you were down by 10 at the half. Gets the little pick by Johnson, comes over to Black Wolf. Black Wolf goes all the way across court. The 3-ball look was not there. He had to take a 2-step inside the paint, but he gets it for the Dukes.
Jaden Johnson can hit the mid-range shots. He can make the threes. Someone needs to do that for Del City. We'll see if he can get hot.
Matulis almost loses it. A
timeout?
Wow,
Coach Hatchet can't believe that he. It's like the Del City, or I should say the Booker T coach, Brown, knew something was coming. Like he knew McAllister was about to get that steal.
Yeah, so it'll be a 30-second timeout. 6:16 left to go here in the third quarter. Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC, your title sponsor for all of your Mid-Del run in the basketball. From oil changes to major repairs, they service all makes and models. Visit them today at Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC, exit Hudeberg at 6100 Tinker Diagonal. Midwest City, confidence is Cavender.
Of course, we'll have another game here after this. Lawton High and
looking forward to that.
Memorial. Their coach, Tulsa Memorial's coach, came by and gave us the starters. So
I saw that. He was a man of his word. We saw him at the Great Plains Invitational. Likes to take the trip to Lawton because he can take on some good talent. A little screen off the 3 and makes him pay with the Bobby Lewis 3-ball.
Just really good execution across the board for Booker T. And they are punishing Del City on defense in ways
Del
we've
City's going to lose this at the line. There's a loose ball picked up for it, and they're going to call a jump ball. And the possession arrow is going to go the other way. So Booker T is going to take the advantage of the loose ball and the pickup with a tie-up.
Last time we saw Del City down like this was against Edmond North. A really good team, and not the quick team like Booker T is, but Del City did come back and end up losing that game by 2. So they can still come back in a hurry, but they've got to change things.
A lot of work cut out for him. Makes the nice little move inside the paint is Mitchell. He made the defender commit, and he just went right around him.
It's a whole new level for Del City. They have not guarded a team that can do this on the perimeter.
Shaw's going to hand out to Jaden Johnson. Black Wolf, the bank is open as Black Wolf hits the back of the glass in for 2 to cut into that lead. 44-25 is your score. Boy, they're not hesitating. They go straight down, pops it up for the shot for Simpson is no good. A loose ball and a whistle on the floor.
Yeah, the Eagles finally force a tough shot, but they can't get the defensive rebound. And McAllister, he's fouled out. I didn't catch when he had his 4th.
Well, I mentioned that earlier. I said he has his 4th foul. So he's done for the night.
Yeah, I just told him. I was paying attention to something else when you said that.
Yeah.
I knew he had 3. And Coach Hatchet took a risk trying to keeping him in, and that could be it for his career. A senior who's given Del City a lot.
So 1 man down already, and you still got 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. A bounce around backwards. Turnaround jumper is no good. Graham gets the rebound. He's defended by 2. It's deflected. Loose ball is picked up by Booker T. Off that for a 3 and hits it. And when it rains, it pours, and Coach Hatchet just not liking what he sees. Black Wolf back over to Graham.
Graham has just he's been fazed by this trap. It's gotten to him.
Yeah, and those turnovers into Black Wolf in the paint. Dish off to Johnson. He puts it up hard. Graham with a put back up off the glass for 2. So Graham at least not quitting. Still playing with it. Make it down to a 20-point deficit. But it's been all Booker T since the half. They led by 10, and they added another 10. Looks to drive, gets around. And then there's a reach in as he comes across, probably on Black Wolf. No, they're going to say it's going to be on 11. It's going to be Johnson. So the foul was committed as he went around.
Yeah, but still not a good defensive possession because you got Simpson going to the free throw line.
So Simpson's going to go to the Toonie Buys Houses free throw. They buy homes in any condition. Call for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. First shot up and in.
This is as good as Booker T's looked in a while. You know, they only beat East Central by 2 points in the area championship game, and against Midwest City, they found themselves down 4 early in the fourth quarter. It could have been a different outcome if Midwest City didn't have key players in foul trouble.
Second shot, back irons, no good. Black Wolf with the rebound. Then they're going to put it back to Black Wolf. He crosses the timeline, gets around one defender, reverses his shot. It goes up and no good.
Yeah, he double pumped when he may not have needed to.
Now we're going to trap there at the top for Booker T. Down below, baseline up and in. So Harris connects to extend that lead to half of 100 as they get to 51st.
Well, with every heartbreaking Del City offensive possession, it seems to lead for an easy basket or a three for Booker T.
Back iron's no good with a three opportunity by Jaden Johnson is no good. Taking the ball down kind of slowly is Harris Jr. He'll try to penetrate. He'll go around his defender. Then he makes a little move. A travel, though, is called because he made the extra step.
The type of thing that Del City had not been doing is staying with their defender, forcing a tough shot. There they forced Harris into a travel. And they need to keep shooting quickly. I mean, they got good looks with, Caleb Blackwolf attacking. Didn't work, but just do it again.
Slow that. Blackwolf had to pick it up, almost being stolen because they just rolled the ball to save time. Back to Blackwolf on a fast break against three defenders. Up and in, off the glass for two. And he'll go to the line for the extra. So counted for Blackwolf, the sophomore, taking it strong to the hoop.
On the basketball court, he's like, at this level, LeBron James in that he goes straight to the basket, but he's so strong and explosive. It's not shifty, but it's so effective because he's so strong and explosive. He can absorb contact and still finish. And it's amazing that he's only a sophomore. I mean, wait till you see this guy in 2 years.
Oh, my goodness, I know. I mean, and on the football field. Toonie Buys Houses free throws for the extra.
Football's his sport. I hope he stays in basketball as long as he can, but he'll play college football somewhere.
And talking about that as a sophomore, you know what that's saying. With under 3 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Little baseline reverse. Oh, it's no good. Blackwolf with the rebound. He's got the great vertical jump. Goes straight up against the defenders. Loses it off the rim, and it's a fast break opportunity. Even against the numbers, decides to go up. It bounces off the rim. Blackwolf with the rebound. They're going to fire it down below. Inside the paint. Going to try to go. No good. So Jaden Johnson could not connect, and a whistle on the floor.
Defensive play by Johnson. Jaden Johnson somehow just knocked that ball off Jock Mitchell for Del City to keep it. But, boy, are they missing some layups here, too. They're playing so fast, and they need to, but they have to be comfortable when they go for a shot.
Graham, back up to Graham. He'll get a little pick from Blackwolf, goes inside the paint, gets caught up, then just stretches his arm out to try to put it up off the glass. No foul and no shot. Booker T coming back down, 3-ball on the way. Hits. Just a pretty follow-through for Isaac Sanders. And the Bobby Lewis Insurance, when it rains, it pours, and it's raining for Booker T.
Well, we're seeing what they can do, both shooting and attacking the basket. They're just so good at both levels, a three-point shooting and then getting to the basket and finishing.
Blackwolf looks for a little bit of help. Top of the key, he'll find Graham over to his right. Graham drives back up to the top of the key. Shot no good. Rims out. Booker T comes back with the rebound. Stutter step inside. Stops and pops. He's got the hot hand, but misses this time. Loose ball picked up by Booker T. Just a one-handed scoop that it was in the lane. Well, he's got that nice drive, but he puts his arm out there. He's lucky. Oh, tries for the fake up, dish out over to Jock Mitchell is good for two.
Yeah, you just have the Del City defense so spread out right now.
Looks to drive, and they're going to say there's going to be a foul and not an offensive.
It was an offensive.
Well, it was a charge. I'm sorry. Here it is. Now I saw it from this guy. So Johnson's going to pick up his second. It's going to be the team fourth, so one more, and they'll put Booker T in the bonus, which you don't want, but it's only 1:12 left to go in the third, and a timeout on the floor. Full timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
All right, back here at UConn with a 1:12 left to go in the third. It's a 55-30 Booker T advantage. They led at half by 10 and has extended that lead. Both teams very familiar with this position. Booker T, of course, losing to Midwest City in a state championship last year, so they've got unfinished business. And Dell City has won a few years back. Experiences on the floor for both teams and coaches. Booker T with the ball. And a bounce pass underneath against Black Wolf and Johnson. He's going to go up and in, and they're going to count it.
There's just nothing Booker T can do right now. I've never seen Dell City's defense get shredded like this.
That is going to be Black Wolf's second, and that's going to be the bonus for the final 1 minute left to go.
I mean, Harris and Mitchell, they are a load, and they just got it all clicking right now.
Second shot up and in. Or I should say the bonus up and in. So they're going to walk the ball and hold it for the rolling it right to the timeline to pick it up, and then we'll start the clock. 50 seconds left to go. It's going to be try to bounce pass. It's going to be a kickball to try to get to Black Wolf, and it hits the Booker T Washington off the front of the shoe.
I'm trying to think. I don't know when the last time Dell City's gotten blown out in a basketball game. Now, they have overcome some deficits this year, so they have had stretches where they were trailing by a lot, but not like this.
And it's like everything they've tried, there was really nothing they could do. Trying to come up with something, try to get to Black Wolf, and he's just nice little offensive, they're going to call it. He was in the lane, trying to do the little soft touch. Even Coach Hatchet wants an explanation for that.
And he came down, and Matulis drew the charge there, but it's seriously, Black Wolf knocked Matulis down on the going down from the shot, so that's a tougher call to make.
It's going to be Black Wolf's third. Offensive, and they'll play for the last shot with 16 seconds left to go. Content to kind of back this away until he drives. He wants to get right around there. It rolls right out the rim, but guess who? A rebound and a foul for the three-point shooter, and he's going to go to the line shooting three. So Graham's going to pick up his first, but unfortunately, the worst kind of error that you have is you don't foul the three-point shooter.
Yeah, and
it's going to Riley Williams is going to go to the line.
And Graham didn't really argue with it. First free throw's missed, but this could result in Dell City being down
30. Again, I just don't remember when it's happened in recent seasons.
Tooney buys houses, free throws. Buy homes in any condition, 405-931-3046. Gets that one to connect. Well, there's not much you can say. I mean, when you're on this side of it, that's trying to come up with something positive, and just that they just got outplayed, outperformed. It's just.
Well, in some ways, they had one of their worst games of the season as far as some of their inabilities to finish.
They had a player foul out, like 5 minutes left to go in the third. Heave-ho at the halfway point. Comes up empty for Del City, and it is a 60-30 Booker T advantage with the final 8 minutes coming up. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
The Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit at Whataburger, available from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Only it's not that time right now, so it's not available. Instead, we must sit here until 11 p.m. watching footage of the flaky, crispy, buttery goodness that is the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Once again, our desires are denied by, ooh, look, the Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich. That'll hold us over till 11 p.m. What a burger.
Right back to Yukon High School, site of the semifinals for Class 5A. Started actually at 1 o'clock this afternoon, where the Carl Albert Lady Titans fall short to Booker T, and now Del City is trailing Booker T. El Reno girls beat Coweta in the third game, or the second of the girls' game. Loose ball picked up by Johnson. He'll put it back up off the glass for two is good, and they're not going to contest that. With the lead, right, they're just going to let the clock run as much and let you get some of that junk freebies underneath.
Well, no threes made yet for Del City, as Bichon Graham missed one there. And that's been one of the differences. Booker T's got some shooters who are ready for tonight. Del City has, again, they have capable shooters, but just not the same level, and it shows here. Big discrepancy in that category among some others.
Matulis will get the carry off from a lot of round-robin perimeter passing. There, stops inside the paint. That's a stutter step and a move and a turnover. So it's a travel as Harris put the big stamp of a foot. And usually when you do that, you can kind of slide a little bit. And that's indeed what happened. So back down for Graham. Over the corner, back up to Graham. Graham, he'll take the shot. Back iron's no good. Johnson with the rebound. A put back inside the paint is good. So Jaden Johnson, the big number 3-5, puts in back-to-back points for Del City.
That's Tavon, but
yes,
he is. He's had a solid game. Very unique type of big man.
Try to do what they can to take a lot of this time off. Try to keep legs that they can for a Saturday matchup. 6 o'clock, and they'll face the winner of this next game coming up. Lawton High and Tulsa Memorial. Turn around. Oh, and the putback up is good for Harris. Just wanted that rebound, saw it, and then put it up off the rim for two. Black Wolf will come across the timeline. He'll toss off to Graham here on the right side. Down underneath to Johnson. One bounce, up strong, hoop, and he'll get fouled on the way in.
They'll be on Matulis there.
It's only going to be his first. Puts Johnson to the line. Tavon's shot for the Tooney Buys Houses is good for the first. We buy homes in any condition. You or anyone you know want to sell their home for any reason, give them a call today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Tooney Buys Houses. Second shot up and good. So he connects both. The 6:09 mark. down with the deficit. Still playing, though. Semifinals. You know, you had 8 made state down to the final 4. Little give and go inside the lane, and Johnson is going to get tied up as he tried to get the block and the rejection, and he's getting a little bit of the hand and the arm, and he'll go to the line shooting 2. Patrick Newby is your
third quarter sponsor.
Farmers Insurance, Newby Insurance, a local Oklahoma Farmers agent in Midwest City. You can call for a free quote, 405-733-7671. And your fourth quarter is brought to you by Louis, 6007 Southeast 15th Street, Midwest City. Louis, we're in your neighborhood. I want to thank them for their fine sponsorship throughout the seasons. We'll say as they continue to sponsor for football and basketball.
We appreciate them a lot. This looks like it's going to be the last Middale game for basketball sponsorship, as for the first time in a while, no Middale teams in the state championship game.
Yeah, and that's strange. We'll have to look that up and find out when that's the last time that happened.
I could tell you, 2018.
Okay, all right, thank you. Glad that you had that stat already. Graham, as they cross the timeline, he'll be heavily guarded. Little dish out pass to the right, back up to Graham. Graham eyes the 3, drives. A kick out to Black Wolf. Black Wolf readjusts in the lane. There's 3 defenders tipped away, and a loose ball is stripped to Matulis. Little finger roll in for 2 is good. They are not putting off the gas at all. They are showing exactly why they're here and what they're here for. Never seen a guy or a team that has so much. Black Wolf with the rebound and tries to go up, and there's some contact. But playing with a mission. You know, a lot of teams, they say play with a mission because of what happened the previous year, and, you know, it's unfinished business. You hear all these terms, but they're certainly playing with that tonight.
Well, and we saw that from Del City a couple years ago. They lost in the 2022 5A state championship game against Tulsa Memorial. Came back the next year. They beat Tulsa Memorial in semis, then beat Carl Albert in a come-from-behind effort. And so, you know, that was a rallying cry for them.
Black Wolf's shot rolled out for the Toonie Buys Houses free throw.
By the way, in 2018, the last time a Middale school did not play for a state title in boys basketball, what we did have was the 5A state championship game that year was Tulsa Memorial and Booker T.
All right.
It was the last year Booker T was in 5A until this past season, 2024, last year. They were in 6A for the next 5 years.
Well, they're wiping a little perspiration off the floor.
It's got to leave some people from Middale wondering, like, how did Booker T get back down to 5A?
Yeah.
They're going to be
6A caliber down to 5A. Yeah. That's right. You know, it's
the same thing happened to Midwest City, but and then they may be the 2 teams that win state because they got to go down to 5A, in part because of that.
Black Wolf, and then we got another one to talk about that come down from 6A, and that's Lawton High, and that's the next team up. There was a 6A school a year ago playing 5A basketball, and for the first time since 2009 that they make the state. Eyes the 3 for Booker T, but they'll hold back. 4:52 and counting. There's Booker T. Gets that kind of dejected across the timeline, and he'll gain 3 ball on the way from the near side. Back iron's no good. Johnson tries to get the rebound. It's going to be saved by Booker T before it goes out of bounds. Free lane up against Johnson. He doesn't take it. Backs out. Graham against the defense. He goes up against 2, then back up. The stutter step and a travel. So Mitchell took the extra step, is doing some fancy footwork inside the paint, trying to get the defenders to commit. Now we'll have Jaden Johnson. He crosses the timeline. Top of the key, stutter steps left, comes back right, open shot. Johnson with the rebound to Johnson. Connect up inside, so the Johnson feed connections with the assist and the bucket. Now we're halfway through this 4th and final period of an incredible Del City season. We saw them split with Lawton High. They got beat on their floor with a bucket, and then they went to Lawton High and win it. You get Midwest City in that mix and all 3 of them made state. So, I mean, it just shows you the West. And will there be any representation left for the West after Game 2? We talked about how the West and East was. Black Wolf plays the defense, steals the ball, then goes to the bucket, gets it stripped, gets his own rebound. A put back up for 2 is good.
Well, Fred the Eagles are playing hard at the very end. They're not thinking too much about the score.
A little adjust inside the lane is no good by Johnson. Off to Johnson. Crosses the timeline. He'll get a little bit of help from Black Wolf with the defense. Back up to Johnson. Hot hand for Johnson. No good. Rebound put back up by Graham is no good. It's stripped, and it's an arm bar shooting 2. Across the shooting arm. Sanders is going to pick up his second, his team third, though. Del City only has 2. Interestingly enough, the home teams, except for El Reno, but for the OSN family, Carl Albert girls were the home team, and they ended up losing. Del City was the home team.
Well, El Reno was a true home team.
That's right. They were a home team, and
they're like won. 10 minutes from here, or 10 to maybe 15.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're because their game wasn't until 3 o'clock, they had a great turnout.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
They had the student section come in, fill it in. I know spring break is starting. UConn was told that they started. This was the last day, so they start tomorrow.
I know they in Mustang have the Friday before spring break off. And other schools probably do too. I wish Middale did.
Yeah,
they don't. They're school tomorrow.
Lawton is next week. Timeout, Del City. Coach will sit him on the bench, and we'll take a timeout with him. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
All right, back here at UConn High School, site of this audio-only presentation of our OSN teams that have made it to state and in semifinals. Had the Carl Albert girls earlier on today at 1 o'clock. And stay tuned. We've got Lawton High and Tulsa Memorial to conclude after this ball game. That's slated to go at 8 o'clock, so it's just now 7:12. So there'll be well over 30 minutes or so to get ready for that one.
Well, it's nice they have, because there's less games here, they can have a longer break between games.
Yeah. Get the crowd kind of filing in and out. As Johnson will defend on the kick in for Booker T, trapped at the line, and that's going to be a throwaway. So between Black Wolf and Johnson, that worked.
That's the type of turnover that Del City was not forcing, which they do against a lot of teams. But finally, Booker T turned the ball over. It's not going to lead to an easy basket for Del City, but that's what they hope to do when they press, and they do it a lot. But Booker T, it didn't happen until now.
So Johnson's going to get over to Turner. Bounce pass to Johnson, then back up. Graham looks to try to penetrate 2 defenders. He'll kick out to Johnson. He'll trail. Top of the key. Back out to Graham. Right side. Little dish out to Black Wolf. Back over to Johnson. Johnson with a nice move. Up off the glass, no good. Loose ball picked up by Turner, and Del City's got another opportunity. From way downtown, off the mark, but Graham with the rebound, so the third opportunity. Graham inside the lane, back out, tried to kick it out to Johnson, loses it, but he gains it back with a steal. Outside corner for Turner is no good. 4 opportunities for Del City, and they come up empty. That's been their kind of night.
Yes, it has. But usually they can survive that. But not tonight, because Booker T's offense was humming after the first quarter.
They led by 10 at the half, and then they went on that 8-0 run to start off the third quarter, and then they just kind of went from there.
And I mentioned they were looking to throw a knockout punch at the beginning of the third quarter after having a disastrous third quarter against Midwest City on Monday. And that's essentially what happened. That was a knockout punch.
Shaw will come in, replace Blackwolf. He'll go to the bench with 2:19 left to go. So maybe the sophomore's night is done. Playing for the last couple of minutes inside the paint. Makes a little move and then a little bit of roll for B.J. Harris. Knocks in.
The Harris-Mitchell combination, they just have such good scoring instincts.
3 ball on the way. It's going to hit it.
And I believe that's the first.
Bobby Lewis Insurance 3.
First made 3 for Del City.
Surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. So they get that. Playing for a little bit of respect. Trying to make that score a little bit more not so one-sided with 136. And the bench gets excited because all the rest of the bench players that have not played are coming in on a state semifinal game, and that got the cheering section excited. Matulis will play round ball. Whether or not they'll even end this to even get those kids in unless they call a timeout.
Yeah, they may call a substitution timeout.
Because 117 and they are. No travel.
Well, it serves the same purpose.
Okay.
But no, yeah, it looks like it is sub timeout.
So Booker T is going to have all their starting 5 go back to the bench, call it a night, and we'll say we'll see you Saturday at 6 o'clock.
Del City bringing in Josiah Chester, a football player. By the way, it is mentioning that they are playing with a heavy heart as they're a football teammate. A lot of these guys play football for Del City. A football teammate passed away on Sunday night, and that was that's got to be hard for them because they're such a close-knit group on the football field. And again, many of these basketball players played football.
That's right. Kind of goes hand in hand. 111 with a lot of substitutions for Del City, and there's going to be a lot of cheering if they get a bucket. Makes a stutter move up and in, off the glass, and Booker T goes nuts for Jay Bowens, the senior. Bowens gets on the board, and he's in the records of scoring a semifinal point. It's deflected by Del City and a foul.
So you got the Fleming brothers in for Del City. We haven't seen as much of Marcus Fleming. He's a lanky 6'5" junior who just saw the court some earlier on the season, but not as much late as Coach Hatchet does. What a lot of coaches do, they like to shorten their bench. But he got fouled there, of course, at least that's what they'll say. And then Nick Holmes. And, of course, a lot of the players we saw for Del City, they are seniors. Graham, Turner, McAllister, Jaden Johnson, Tavon Johnson. They also have a senior in Burley Richardson who doesn't play a whole lot. So their core, a lot of them are leaving, but Coach Hatchet always finds a way to rebuild. And you got, Marcus Fleming, Kamon Shaw, Caleb Blackwolf. If those 3 come back, Del City can still have a really nice team and probably a team that will again take people by surprise next year.
Toonie Bicehouse's free throw opportunity. Second one is no good. Here comes the senior that got a lot of cheering last time. He's got the ball dribbled between his legs. The senior kick out, 44 seconds, 3 ball on the way. Hits off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Del City. Final 39 seconds and counting. Booker T has punched their ticket for both boys and girls for a state final appearance. Stripped and stolen. Kind of ugly ball at midcourt with 28 seconds left to go. Feed out to the right side, then up top of the key. Looks to drive, stops and pops. No good. Rebounded by Booker T. Final 17 seconds left to go. Little bounce pass up to a 10-second mark. 3 ball on the way. These are all bench players. It rims out, in and out, but a putback up is good. And that's for Donald Laster, a freshman. And that's going to end it. Booker T advances to the finals. Going to be played on Saturday. Del City falls in a heartbreaking loss after an incredible season. They went 20-7 on the season. Played a very difficult district with Midwest City and Lawton High. And Lawton High, who is still remaining, going to be on the floor, and they're getting ready for an 8 o'clock start.
Yeah, and Booker T sent a message to both Lawton and Tulsa Memorial.
That's right.
Interesting enough, Tulsa Memorial and Booker T are in the same school district, Tulsa Public Schools, but they don't play each other. It's very strange that they never play each other. But they're saying, hey, whoever it is that plays us on Friday, you're in for a unbelievably tough battle. And I want to also mention
one another sponsor, our player of the game sponsor from Triple Elite Screen Printing. And that's got to be, for me, Caleb Blackwolf. He played so hard, and he was the most visibly dejected Del City player, which is amazing because he's a sophomore. This is not as, you wouldn't think it's his last basketball game unless he decides to focus only on football, and I wouldn't expect him to next year, maybe when he's a senior, if then. So, but congratulations to Caleb Blackwell for a great season in basketball, and he played really hard in spite of the loss.
And we'll get to see him again on the football field this coming fall. Want to thank our title sponsor for the whole Middale run of the playoffs. It's Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC. Confidence is Cavender. Our starting lineup sponsor, Dynamic Health, all season long. Tooney buys houses for the free throw sponsors. Bobby Lewis Insurance didn't get a lot of 3 balls for Del City tonight, but surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. Call for a free quote today. And then also our player of the game, Triple Elite Screen Printing. Quarter sponsors with Scrambled, Buffalo Wild Wings, Patrick Newby, and Louis. And that is going to wrap this broadcast up, unless you have any final comments, Jordan.
Another fun year calling Middale basketball, so thank you, Eric, for all the opportunities you give us. And, again, tough that there's not going to be a state champion this year in boys, because that's what we're used to. But
yeah, that's the key.
That's how it goes.
That's what you're used to, and it happens like this, and you're not used to that either.
No.
All right, so we're going to close out this broadcast. Don't forget, coming up at 8 o'clock, it's Lawton High against Tulsa Memorial. Catch that on Facebook and on YouTube and on the network. You've been watching and listening a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.